Hello and welcome to the Toyota Alphard Executive Lounge. Now this is one of the latest cars added to Gran Turismo 7 and it is causing a real buzz. Now this car will actually set you back 75,000 credits, which is more than a Toyota Supra, but I mean, hey, you are getting a lot more car for your money. This car has a V6 which produces 300. So let's see what all the fuss is about. 300 brake horsepower, and it comes in with a weight of over 2,200 kgs. So the car, I haven't seen one that has a more fitting name. This car weighs as much as a small 2-bedroom apartment, so the lounge in the car's name is very fitting. Now 300 horsepower in a small vehicle is a lot of power. It'll get the rear end to step out, it'll be really fast down straight lines. It's just a really good amount of power for a really lightweight small vehicle. But to have this kind of power level in the Alphard, it's not enough. The car is extremely underpowered, but I mean, look at it. Are you expecting to be setting new lap records? No, you're not. This car is honestly a meme. And when you try the vehicle standard, firstly, you are greeted with the lack of power. Secondly, when it comes to cornering, well, the car understeers. It understeers quite a lot, and I'm just gonna blame the 4-wheel drive system. But honestly, the body weight of this car really pushes it off circuit, so you do need to be careful with it if you're gonna attempt to drive it standard. But oh wow, it is boring if you're gonna drive it stock. There's really no excitement unless the car's understeering towards a barrier. Then your eyes are gonna go big and you're gonna fear for your life. But other than that, the Alphard is really just, how do I say, it's slow. So we're gonna change that. Straight to the tuning shop we go, and as you can see, there are a lot of upgrades that we can actually apply to this vehicle, including a high RPM turbocharger, which is going to give us the power boost that we really need. So after spending almost 200,000 credits on upgrading the Toyota Alphard, we get a power level of over 500 brake horsepower. But the best mod that you need to do to this vehicle is the weight reduction. You can bring the weight down to 1,524 kgs. That is almost 700 kgs removed from the vehicle. So when you remove this weight, it is gonna make it a whole lot faster. Now, since we're making the car exciting to drive, let's make it exciting to look at. Now, sadly, there is no body kit. However, we do have custom parts. So you can see we have 2 different front splitters, and not only are these aero parts gonna just help the car look better, but it's also gonna help increase the car's downforce. So honestly, it's a win-win situation. So with front splitter, side splitter, rear diffuser, and now a rear wing, the car is now looking the part, but it just needs a few more touches. Now with the Toyota being able to stand out in a crowd, it's time to head back out onto circuit. Now the moment you get behind the wheel of your fully upgraded Alphard, it's really a night and day difference. The car is so much more responsive when it comes to braking, acceleration, turning. It's just miles apart from its standard version. Now the car doesn't only look good, but it also sounds good. With that racing exhaust system, it just gives it a perfect tone to actually enjoy that V6 note. Now what I did was I turned the torque vectoring differential over to a 5 and 95 split of the power. So this car is rear wheel biased when it comes to laying down the power of this vehicle. It's honestly so odd seeing a vehicle of this shape go around a circuit, because we haven't seen anything like this in Gran Turismo 7. So really, it is quite a unique experience. The closest thing that I can relate to it has to be the pickup trucks. Now I say they are the closest thing that could relate to it, but it honestly handles completely different to the pickup trucks. This car has such a unique handling experience that there isn't anything in Gran Turismo 7 that compares to it. Now the car, and also added with the new physics, is the dampening in your suspension tuning is a lot more firmer, but this is supposed to stabilize the vehicle when going over curbs, and curbs have also received a bit of a touch up. So now when you do come over curves, it is a bit more. They say it's supposed to improve stability, but I find it's so much harder, but it's more realistic. And this is what the game's supposed to be. It is the real driving simulator. So now getting behind the wheel of this, it is actually quite an exciting experience. And one thing, the car really grips and it actually takes corners incredibly well. So this car now fully upgraded, I feel like I can run with a few good sports cars. And just to put that to the test, we're gonna take it around an event that this car should have no problem competing in, because it's literally on the front cover. And you see how it's sliding there? Yes, we're gonna come back to that. If you head on over to Tokyo Expressway, you will be greeted with the 4-wheel drive Challenge 600, and on the front cover is a Toyota Alphard. So why not use an Alphard for this very event? On the hardest difficulty, it makes absolute mincemeat of the opponents, and that's what really threw me off. I thought since the race is on the hardest difficulty, the Alphard will really struggle. But you can see we're actually overtaking people doing 250 kilometers per hour in a literal lounge. So that was surprising to me. But what really threw me off was this car's braking. It braked so well, and it allowed me to avoid a collision with the Subaru in front of me. Now just look at the way this car actually handles. Now with the suspension tuning, I always run for a more hard setup with all of my vehicles, but the way that this car is able to take turns flat out is actually insane. You see we go flying past the AI. It's genuinely such a fun meme of a vehicle, and from the way the player base is actually responding to this vehicle, I think Gran Turismo is going to start adding a lot more vehicles like this. But Gran Turismo is known for adding vehicles that are quirky and that you're not going to find in any other racing game. So the Alphard in my eyes was a great addition. Would I have preferred an LFA? Yes. However, with these quirky vehicles, I would never have known about it, yet alone wanted to drive one. And now while being behind the wheel of it, it's so much fun. And it just takes away from the overall seriousness of, like, for example, your Group 3, Group 1 events, where this is just, honestly, you can see it's for light-hearted fun. And it's actually fast. And that's what throws me off, because looking at this vehicle, you know it's not supposed to perform like this. And somehow it is. The car is incredibly fun. And as a bonus, this vehicle can actually drift. Oh, and by the way, we finished the event with almost 20 seconds between us and second place. Now I'm going to start off by saying I'm not the best when it comes to drifting, whether it's all-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive. I'm not really good in this game. However, I'm still able to get this Alphard to slide. Now this is with comfort medium tires on the standard tires that the car comes with. So all it is, the power is fully maxed out and the car can actually just slide. It's so much fun. As I said, the differential is set to having 95% of the power goes to rear wheels, but as you can see, it just lights up the vehicle. As I said, I'm not the best, so the car is very tricky, as you can see on the footage now. But there are people out here posting videos of them doing some insane slides, and it's just more mind-blowing because of the fact, once again, this vehicle is not supposed to do this. But hey, that's just the lightheartedness of the Alphard. And guys, I'm actually gonna strongly recommend you to go and try it out. It's a load of fun, it's cheap, and it's new to the game. So with all this being said, thank you so much for watching, thank you so much for your time. And if you've tried the car out yourself, let me know in the comments what you think about it. So if you want to see what else was added with upgrade 1.31 to Gran Turismo 7, watch the video on screen right now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.